One of the biggest things that hit me was that it all boils down to, and mom and dad would say this, it all boils down to selfishness. And if you really love somebody, then you're going to want them to be happy. And then they on the same turn are going to look at you in the same way, and they're going to want you to be happy. And then kind of this competing selflessness should prevent either one of you from taking advantage of the other. Right.
Right.
So the risk is you have all give on one side and all take on the other. But assuming that you're in a healthy relationship, you both should be all give. And then you kind of, that would just prevent so many of the issues that come up.
So that's awesome. Ideally.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what about realistically? So if that's your advice, my devil's advocate would be that it's a great ideal, but it's not reality. So how do you handle the reality of the fact that you're not both going to be all giving all the time?
Right. I think graded myself and gave myself like a C or a C plus on that. And
So
I
that's like
thought,
a 5 out of 10,
yeah, like maybe a 6.
6.
Yeah, maybe a 5 or a 6. And so I thought the good thing about that, to your point, is then it's something to work on, right?
Yeah.
So we should be able to continue to improve, even if your marriage is in good shape,
Right.
and you can always make it better. So when typically if you're being selfish, then and it creates some type of friction in your relationship, then it's kind of the other things that you have to do is communication, it's forgiveness, it's and again, I think it's a mind switch. Like if you get too emotional about the argument, then you get to the point where you forget even what you're arguing about.
Yeah.
Right. And so you have to take a step back and communicate what your differences are and what bothered you. Part of my problem is after 27 years, I still miss out on the cues that she's giving me about what's bothering her and what she would like for me to do. And
I think
so
I think after 27 years, it feels like that ship has sailed. So I mean, there's only so much
I keep
improvement that can have. There's a
I keep
ceiling here.
I keep holding out hope. I'm going to start learning to speak Leanne's language. Like, do you have anything in your house right now, if you walked around, that was expired?
I was using some Laird Hamilton coconut coffee creamer that was expired this morning,
Wow.
and it was awesome.
It was good.
I will normally I'll use that stuff unless I taste it
Right.
not being good. So
Yes.
even so if we buy sandwich meat, it's deli meat, it's all uncured. And so it has, again, shorter shelf life on it.
Mm-hmm.
And Angie will look at it and it changes colors. Like it gets like exposed to the light or the air or whatever, right? It changes colors.
Right.
So Angie, as soon as it changes colors, if it doesn't look like pink, if it's or whatever, it's not like a light turkey color, it looks like kind of dark around the edges. She's like, "Oh, it's no good." And I'm like, "Man, let me smell that thing," right? And I go there. I'm like, "It's fine." So then I'm sure if it doesn't taste bad, I'm good.
Yeah. I have a little issue in this, and we haven't had deli meats in a long time, but when they get old and they get really slimy and you have to like peel them apart because there's all like gunk, whatever process of it. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that can't be good for you. All the slimy nitrates and nitrites or whatever.
Yeah.